All
Yeah.
right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads with Yi Gong, and we're going to be talking about expireds and Matt Driscoll, Fort
Hello,
Worth,
Matt.
Texas. Very interesting this morning. I have a robocaller to have a person call me back from expireds. I don't know at the same time that my plus leads. Wait, I'm sorry. Let's come back to this. Fort Worth, Texas was very interesting this morning. I have a robocaller to have the person call me back on an expired because I don't know if they're on the DNC. At the time, that was my plus lead. Matt, I don't really get it. It was expired. She wasn't too happy. There was a calling her today. Yeah. Matthew, I apologize. I promise you, I'm not laughing at you because I know when that kind of thing happens, I'm so sensitive. Honestly, it kills me. Right when a seller or a lead or something like that. What about
Yeah,
you? Well, I don't know.
people are
Read the
sensitive
second line.
nowadays.
Hold on a second. I have a robocaller.
Oh, I think somebody just called back because she was trying to find out how everybody got her phone number.
Oh yeah. No, I get that part.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
She's
I'm
sitting there
curious to find
thinking,
out
why do
what
I have
was the phone conversation afterwards. I hope you got her listing.
two? Right. Yeah. Pull a Gordon Day or pull a Yee here, where when people call you back all angry, you just absolutely diffuse the situation as much as possible and try to get them to understand. Hey, listen, you know what? I'm another human being on this side of the line. I understand, what you're going through, obviously, between the listing expiring and getting hounded by 100 agents at
Yeah,
8 a.m. Can you imagine their phone? Right.
was
And
ringing
that
off
falls,
the hook. Yeah.
well, and that falls under the whole calling your leads, three times a day for 30 days and texting them three times and emailing them three times. I mean, at some point, you don't have any time for anything else. And then for the expired lead, in this case, everything is happening all at once. So
Right.
they're getting bombarded. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm sure she was. Matt said she was trying to find out how everybody got her phone number. Yeah. Send her the Red X website. She won't be happy.
Funny.
She will not be happy. All right. So I just dropped this letter into the Facebook mastermind group. This is a letter I think would be absolutely awesome. So, Matt, in your case, when they're getting the phone calls, right? When they are zagging, you're going to zig. All
I
right.
love it. I love it.
So we got a letter. So you can do the letter by itself. You don't need to print up 20, the whole marketing plan, because I added their listing to my account, and I can even use a standard listing presentation. We actually got a massive upgrade coming to us. It's going to look so much cleaner. In fact, I'm going to check while we're on the call because it might already be live. But anyways, this is in the mastermind group. I just uploaded it, and we're going to walk through. So just for everybody, in case you didn't know, you can actually just right click, save image as, and you could upload this into Chat GPT, ask for the plain text version of it, and then copy that into a Word doc or whatever kind of program you use to create letters with. All right, makes sense. And then I will
Can people
walk.
see this? It's pretty small on the screen.
Yeah, let me make it bigger, and let's actually
You
go through it.
expand it?
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, that's a little bit. Okay, thank you.
Yep, let me get that comment out of the way. All right. And so give me feedback. I want your feedback, good, bad, ugly. So it starts off with a homeowner's name. Hello, Eric. I can only imagine how frustrating it must feel to have your home listed for months without a sale. You've likely poured time, energy, and hope into the process only to feel stuck and disappointed. Sound familiar? Last year, I worked with homeowners at 131 Tomlinson Drive in Folsom, whose home had also sat on the market with another agent for months. They were ready to give up.
Mm.
But with my 100 plus point home marketing plan, we transformed their listing, attracted the right buyers, and sold their home for $735 and $40,000 over asking in just 36 days. So you get the idea here of taking this letter, customizing it for you so that you've got a base letter that you can just use and reuse over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
No one's two letters are going to be the same. No one's two experiences are the same. Even if you, or let's say you're a brand new agent, you've never sold an expired, maybe you've never sold a listing. So take this and, kind of talk about your team, talk about your brokerage, right? You can say that, our office sold 123 properties in the last 30 days or whatever it is as appropriate. You just want to share some success right here, either from
Yeah.
you personally. The closer that success is related to an expired listing in this area, and then work your way out. So
Mm-hmm.
if
It
it's not
provides
another expired,
credibility.
was another home in the area. All right. If it's not another home in the area, is it another expired outside the area?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you want to just share the fact that, listen, I've got two things. I got the experience to get home sold, and I've got a 100-point home marketing plan to get it sold. While everybody else is calling, and these homeowners have their heads spinning on a dime or whatever, you're walking through. And we haven't gotten to the postcards, the print flyers, the door hangers, all the other things. Between the letter, and I would use this as part 2 if it was a really good expired in my area. Right? Not every expired is created equal. With the letter, maybe I send the letter out to, I load it up into Mailbox Power, thanks IO, and I use mail merge, and I send that letter out to 350 expireds all in the area. That'd be a great use case for that letter. Or you could send it one by one as new expireds come into your area.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so either way, take this letter out of the mastermind group, upload it into ChatGPT, ask for a plain text version of it, and then create your version of this letter. Matthew says, Cindy, how you doing? Good to see you. Tim, where is this located? 1 second, I'll get right
Oh,
to
hi,
that.
Cindy.
Yeah, we love Cindy. Every call we see her in a lot of our calls. So thank you, Cindy, for hanging out. Matthew says, so fluid right now with home for sale here in 7.4 inventory. Yeah, no, and I'll tell you what, Matthew, that is why I wouldn't even try to generate seller leads. To be honest with you, right now, I only want buyer leads because I'm going to say this in a jokingly manner. It's bad enough with buyer leads that you're going to get some listings out of it, but I don't want to just focus on getting listings for the exact same reason that Matthew's talking about right now. I think too many agents have this, they say sellers have 2020 pricing in their mind or 2022 pricing. Agents have 2020, 2022 marketing in their mind, right?
That is so true. That is so
Yeah.
true.
Oh, yeah.
You should add in that paragraph, hey, I know you're bombarded with calls from all different places. I'm
Oh
going to
my
just
God.
show you.
That would be so funny. Especially if you're going to get that letter out like quickly so that by the time they get it,
Yeah, they're
they
like,
can
oh
still
my
feel the
gosh.
pain.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
can only imagine.
Addressing the pain point, and also instead of
Well, they got two pain
me
points.
calling you,
They
I'm
got
just going
two
to
pain
show you how to
points.
do it.
Yeah, they didn't. A, they didn't get the home sold, and B, they're being hounded
Oh,
by
right?
every agent. 25 miles of the home.
But
So yeah, right here, I can only imagine how frustrating it must feel to have 200 agents calling you every 30 minutes, and to have your home listed 4 months without a sale. So
that's a good one.
yeah, that would actually be kind of funny. And I think you wouldn't really even take up another line. I think it would just kind of extend the second line out. You can always adjust. I mean, this is going to be, like I said, this would be a little bit different for everybody. But what we're trying to do, again, is provide something that's super easy for you to create. All right. So again, I can create a master copy of this. And then, depending on the area, I can swap out the image of the home. So otherwise, I can use the same image for all of my letters, or I can create this on a per expired basis. So, in a lot of areas, there's too many expires to do that with, but there's going to be expireds that are in your farm area that would be sweet listings to get that, maybe you are calling them. So if you're already calling and you're doing the 8 a.m. and you're one of those 200 agents calling that person that same day, great. but still get this letter out. All right. Still, and I'll tell you, Brian Matheson is converting expireds by adding them and actually sending them the 100 point home marketing plan. Like they are literally, in fact, I'll bring up I was absolutely thinking about it. And
literally door knocking them, right?
well, yeah, they're door knocking it. And I would do that with the letter too, because the quicker they like you, the quicker you get the listing, the quicker they see you, or maybe that you get them on the phone, but man,
Matthew,
on the
if I were
phone,
you, if I were Matthew, I would also get a mug and
you know what?
personal deliver them.
I've got the mug up and we're going to actually do it. Check this
You know,
out.
personal deliver that mug with that 100-point marketing plan or the homeowner letter, and she's gonna be sold.
Yeah, the mug. Yeah, you could get some of the mugs pre done and shipped to your office. And again, this would be more of a case where you want to do this on a on a pretty quick basis. I was talking to Kelly Wheeler this morning, and he's using those mugs for expireds that are, I believe it said 2 months or more out. So for all the new ones, he's not using the mug for the new ones because it's like, well, they may relist or they may whatever. They're pretty quick to move still within that first 30 days in particular. But he figures by the time they're 60 days out, they probably aren't making a move within the next week or so. So to spend a little bit more money on that mug, which I will show you, but you may have seen that this right here, which is just the 100 point home marketing plan printed and binded at my home, right where every page, that was done on this machine right here. $52. I'm going to put this was again something that Brian Matheson, this is the machine they use to bind that, and I'll show that to you here in a few minutes. And then so I gave you the letter. Now, how do you get that image on the letter? How do you get the QR codes so they can scan it? Let me walk you through that. So in listings to leads, I'm going to show you first by going to listings, and we're going to do a general one. Now you could use the one at your account. You could also create a dummy listing and use that one.
Mm-hmm.
But if I go to listing presentation, and then if I go to property marketing plan, okay, in the next few days, we've got a drop down. In fact, let me see here. If I go download, okay, in the next few days, we got it. When you click download, you're going to be able to select any listing in your account. So imagine you got a sold listing in your account, or you've got just another listing that you think would be a great use case for this. You'll be able to actually create the 100 point home marketing plan for essentially now any listing in your account. All right, so this is the one at the account level. All right, and aside from the cover page, it's pretty much the same thing as all of the ones that you create for individual properties, which I'll show you. All right, so that should look familiar. And then also in the listings dashboard, instead of going to the listing presentation, I can add listings at different statuses, like expired, for example. And so, for example, here we go. I got an expired listing right here. I'll show you how I created it a little bit later. But just for now, when I click on the property address, so again, some clients, what they do is they'll add a demo listing. So just, like a demo listing might be from a previously sold listing that they've got. It might be AI images that reflect the property styles of the area. I've done that before. And in fact, all the images for this right here are AI images. Let's show you right here, the flip book. Yeah, that's an AI image. Yeah, and we're only using the front image, right? So this is the 100 point home marketing plan for a specific property. The difference is you can see it's a lot cleaner because now we're just using the front of the home on every page. Looks a lot cleaner. All right, when they scan this, so you could do 123 Main Street, Folsom, California, and that way when they get to, when they see it, they'll know, oh, this is just a demo listing. It looks beautiful, right? All the, the photos and the presentation look beautiful. So this could be something that I would probably do. So if I go back here, let's go back to the cover page. And what we're going to do to create that image is I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. So I use a program called Snagit. There's a million and one different ones you can use. So I just take a screenshot like this. And actually, I don't screenshot the legal information. And the part when I do it for the cup, I don't even screenshot my contact. I don't want my contact information picture on their coffee mug. I don't want them having to look at me on their coffee mug every time they go drink a sip. When they scan the QR code on this, then they're gonna see my beautiful face. All right. So, but now again, just like we saw with the letter, we need to add a QR code to this. So let me just close that. So we're going to drive the QR code to this URL. Does that make sense for everybody? So when they scan that QR code on the letter, on the coffee mug with their phone, we want them to land on here. So super easy how to do it. Just copy that URL. Now pause this video if you're watching the recording and go to Bitly. You may have another program that you want to use, but go to Bitly. You can do it for free. You get like so many free ones every month for don't pay anything. And then I can come here, QR codes, and create code right up here in the top right, create code, and then just paste in the URL right there where it says destination. There's a title. I'm kind of very particular how I like to do things. So I would say 100-point home marketing plan for expired listings. I could say in Folsom or leave it like that, whatever. So here's my QR code. That's going to work already. Click design. For free, there's other things you can do with the paid version, but for free, all you get to do is pick the color. So I like to pick a contrasting color to what it's going to look like. Then I'll just do create your code. And there we go. QR code's ready. If I were to scan this right now, if anybody wants to, while we're here together, hopefully this will. Doing live demos is always a bit of a hit or miss, but let's see if that works. Beautiful. Right to that flip book. So now right on my phone, I can just scroll through there.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So beautiful. So with this, I'm just going to download it. I open it up on my computer and I just, maybe I'm lazy. I just go file, copy. And let's see, I think there's there we go. All right. So I just went edit, copy that. I'm just going to throw it on my image right here. Now, when I paste that QR code onto this, it's going to blow it up and I'm going to have to resize it. So just so you know, it's going to look really goofy here for about 5 seconds. But if you understand it's going to happen ahead of time, then you won't freak out too bad.
Freak out. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a high res. We want to make sure that QR code is very, very detailed because we're going to shrink it down and it still has to maintain the clarity of it. So it's a massive file, which is totally fine, but just watch. All right. So it's like, well, what the hell just happened? Just kind of click on it, move it around a little bit, and then just grab a corner and shrink it. All right. So I told you, right? I warned everybody it's going to blow it out, and it did. So no surprises. And then I just have to drag and drop the borders. So, I just want to make sure it's a nice, and then I'm going to go and I'll resize that. Now, I am sure there are 200 ways easier than this to do it. You could use Canva as well. I could have uploaded all this into Canva and done it there, but I am also a firm believer in do what works. So there we go. Got a nice contrast color with the pink, right? If I'd use like blue, it might be a little bit too matchy, or if I left it black, it would have been fine, but I just want something to contrast.
I have a question. Do you keep it this big? The QR code is
I
covered.
do, well, let's see. I mean,
Well, because it's covered the
no, I know. Yeah. I don't want to go too small because it'll be too hard to scan,
okay.
but we can always play around with it a little bit. So I'll leave it like that. Let's just see. And again, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to get rid of the legal information. We don't need the illegal. So you can just see, I'm just cropping the image a little bit here and there. Now I'm going to save it. And then from here, again, I can just click copy, bring up the letter. All right. So we went and we grabbed the letter from Listings to Leads. We uploaded it into Chat GPT, asked for a plain text version of it. Great. We copied that text into a letter. We created our master copy, right? The copy that we're going to keep with us. And now that I created that letter or the cover with the QR code, I'm just going to paste it in there. I mean, it's literally that easy. It's almost too easy. There's a few steps. And then now I can reorder it. And I can see it's a little, see how my signature is coming down to the second line. So I'll just make a little bit. And again, there might be way better programs that you can use to be more precise with this. But sometimes it's nice not to have to like go get a bunch of other programs. And now I'm just trying to make this as big as possible. That looks like that's going to be about it. All right. So now if I were to print this, let's see if it'll scan. It's a little bit smaller than a normal piece of
Yeah.
paper, but let's just see if I can scan it. Yep. We're good to go. Perfect. Right there. So now I have got a master copy of this letter. I'm going to keep it and I'm just going to mail merge or mail it or door knock when I get a new expired in the area. I might take a chicken bag with me because I want to make, if I'm going to mail this, you're going to have to make sure that you use handwritten font. There's no point in mailing a letter when you've got your machine text, Verdana, Arial, whatever font you're using on your mass produced letters.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even bother doing it at that point because it will never get read. If you're going to do it as a letter in the mail, you want to make sure that it looks like it was handwritten. So Thanks IO, Mailbox Power, Zaire Mail, ZAIRmail.com. All three of those can do handwritten font. And or I just print it up, sign it, and drop it in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
Right when I get it, when there's a new expired. Does that make sense for everybody? Everybody see how to do that? How easy that is to do? And again, while everyone else is phone calling and tripping over themselves and getting sued by the homeowner because they were on the DNC, and I'll tell you, Gordon Day. Remember, he had Red X, he had a print integration and everything going on.
Yeah.
And he spent so much time, Matt, on that exact same issue because he was like, he called people on the deed were relisted. He called people where it was the agent that was going to be relisting it. And he just found like it was more annoying to do the 8 a.m. phone call every day than not, because of not getting into trouble, but having trouble. And Matthew said, Ricky Cruz said, this is how he got so, because he was just stacking everybody. So he had 30 and he'd have an open-ended contract. Yeah. 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 And, and there's a place for calling, right? I mean, definitely, hey, if you're calling, I am not knocking doing that for sure, because there is a certain kind of person that will do great with it. But I know Gordon and I know a lot of other people that are not that great with the calling. But again, if you are calling, I would never say don't call. Calling is awesome. You call your leads. Now you're not calling expireds, but you're calling your leads.
Every day.
Yeah, every day. In fact, she does it after this call, a little bit later. All right, Now listen to this. We've got this image. All right, we got the image for a letter. Now we can put this on a coffee cup. So check this out. All right, I've already saved it. And again, I can do this for a specific property where I want to upload the listing to my account. It's an expired listing. I'm going to create this for their specific property. I could use the flip book at the account level, and I can also use a flip book for a demo listing. It's up to you. If you want to talk about that, get into the mastermind group, ask a question about it. We can flesh that out a little bit more on what would be best for you. But now that I've got this for my letter, check this out. And you can use, I think, Walgreens, Zazzle, right? There might be others, Etsy, maybe, I don't know. You might have a local kind of a place that does all that kind of like logo stuff that might be able to do this for you. I will just show you with Mailbox Power. So I want to leave. Let's see if I can leave this. All right. So when you log into Mailbox Power, go to where was it? Oh my God. Card and gift catalog, excuse me. All right. And then that's going to open up this second navigation. Go to drinkware. So card and gift catalog, drinkware right here. View details, click on it, personalize, give it a name. So I call it expired 7800 Elm Street. And I think this is $15 with postage. So it's going to drop you off on this thing. This is just the sticker that's going to go around the cup or the etching or whatever it is. So the first thing I did is I want background. I want plain color black. I think it just looks better. All right, black. Now we want to upload those photos to be on that coffee mug. So I do it twice. So go to photo, upload photos. And I've already got them in here, but I'll pretend I don't. And yep. So there's two versions. I got one again with my footer, right? My profile name and picture. And then I did the same. Well, I thought I did one without it. All right. Let me see. We'll just do this one. But I would probably, if I was actually going to do it, I would crop out the part of with me in it. All right, now check this out. This is a little bit weird. Notice, again, pause this video if you're watching the recording. Once it's loaded, I just drag it over here. Now, normally with Mailbox Power in their editor, when you click this little symbol here, it's going to expand it all the way across the editor. You don't want to do that. All you want to do is just drag it from top to bottom. All right. Now there's a little, you notice how it's kind of moving, it kind of squishes around. That's just their editor. So there's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. So that looks great. And then I'm going to do it one more time. And I'm going to do it from the other side. Because I just want it on here twice. I think it looks better. So that way, no matter which way they're looking at the coffee mug, they're going to see this. All right. Nice. Now there's a preview button right here. Boom. Look at that. The complete marketing plan to get your expired home sold. If it was for a specific listing, it'll have the person's name. Imagine you're an expired homeowner with a nice home, and it's a home that you as an agent just want to get. You got the letter, you got a coffee mug, you got this, right? And again, this is what Brian Matheson is using down in Texas. They print that up, they take it to the expired, they door knock on the expired. We are going to get him on a call at some point to talk through a little bit more in particular how they're doing it. And to be honest, that letter could be a great cover letter with this even. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to just drop this off cold. I want to make sure I have a cover letter with it. So the letter we were just discussing would actually be a phenomenal item to put with it as well if you wanted to. And then imagine you get a coffee mug. Imagine you get all of that stuff. E, what do you think?
Oh, I love it. I'm sold.
Right. So let me show you one more thing here.
You know, if somebody, like as an expired owner, if somebody
Mhm.
shows up with this type of marketing material, the first thing I would say is like, oh my gosh, they are doing above and beyond that any other real estate agent are doing.
Yeah.
So that alone, it shows a lot of effort. And
Well,
homeowners, right? They
yeah.
already very unsettling the fact that they haven't sold their home. Now you come up with all these marketing tools, you're gonna stand out and you're gonna get the business at the end of the day.
Yeah, and here's another version with one of your agent partners, right? So it's Hello Auburn Homeowner. And this is one that can be used for multiple properties, right? She got her signature there. But let me show you. So I want to do the same thing on the coffee mug, but I want to take out my picture and everything. So I'm just gonna crop it without me in it,
Hmm.
save it. I'm saving that same image. And then I will go back to the edit. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete this just so you can see how cleaner it looks so that when you go to do it. So again, I'll click on photo, upload photos, because these will be ostensibly new photos. And there we go. So that's the one without my footer. And I'm just going to upload it. Oh, drag it over here like we did before. Kind of play around with it. There we go. And then I'm going to do it one more time. And again, just make sure, because when you're messing with QR codes, I wish they made it easier. In fact, I talked to Will before, and I think he was saying they are going to make it easier. Because if you were to do it, like imagine if I do it right there, that QR code is completely cut off and it won't work. So when you add it in here, you got to just kind of play a little bit until you can see like there's border around that QR code. It's
Hmm.
a mailbox power thing. I don't know, but hopefully at some point. But look at that. Boom. I think that just looks a lot cleaner without me, my face being on this coffee mug.
But
Because when they scan the QR code, they are going to see my picture.
hmm, it's
I
better now.
don't know.
They got a digital version.
Yeah. Yeah. They got the digital version right there. They got the letter as well. Now let's go back and we got the PDF version. So here's the download listing presentation. So this is when you want to create the 26-page version, what Brian Matheson does, using the thermal binding machine. That's the download version. So when you go to the download version, you're going to see it right here. And if you're going to use a demo listing, just don't add address or seller name. So you see here, when I do it for a particular property and I want to create a coffee mug, for example, to where that homeowner is going to see their home, I want them to see their address and their name on that coffee mug as well. But if I'm going to do a more general one, whether it's a letter or even a coffee mug where maybe I'm going to do multiple all at once, I can just take off both the name and the address and the city so that's just more generic for multiple people all at the same time. So just a little aside for that one. So for expireds, all right, let's go to the PDF guide because this is another thing. If I go to PDF guides, again, right, expireds are getting called. You are trying to figure out how do I engage these expired homeowners in a way, whether I do postcard campaigns. Again, I was talking to Kelly. I was talking to another client about the postcards, and they set up postcard campaigns, directing people back to the landing pages. But we've also got the PDF guide. And if I go to expired, so Matthew, let me check this out. And yeah, Kelly, right on. Yeah, he's finally here. All right. I was showing your coffee mug. So The PDF guide. All right. So Matthew, I was going to mention here, if I go to marketing tools, and you can do this in any CRM. So check this out. Go to eFlyer for your database. Now it's a little bit of a misnomer with I'm sorry, I'm looking at expired. Sorry about that. Let's go to FISBO. Oh yeah, expired, right. So Kelly, we were talking about FISBO earlier. All right. Now we're talking about expired. All right. So for the expired, yes, go to marketing tools. It's the same thing. The point being, the eFlyer for your database is not meant to be sent to your database. It's meant to be sent to those emails. So Matthew, what I'd love to know is, what program are you using? Was it RedX or was it something else? Matthew, just do the letter, right? I agree with Kelly when Kelly was saying earlier, right? I wouldn't send the letter or the coffee mug to somebody that was a brand new expired, but yeah, you may not want to send to somebody from a year out, but a couple of months out, again, just a phenomenal way to get in front of somebody where everybody else is doing their thing and you want to come in a little bit differently. All right. But again, yeah. So Matthew, I assume if you were calling people, and if I got that wrong, I apologize. But for anybody else, when you're using My Plus Leads, you're using RedX, depending on how you do it, you could even upload this e-flyer right into RedX. And if you can't, let me know. But I think RedX has a bit of a CRM where I could just take this email, upload it as a template. So every time a expired listing comes through, I can get this either to them as a one-off or just to the entire campaign. Scott, can you show again where the expired letter is? Yeah, the expired letter is in the mastermind group. And if you go to the mastermind group right now, you will see it as a post, but later on, go to files, because at some point it'll, in the future, you won't be able to find it just at the top. So go to files and, I just uploaded it. Expired PDF. Let me see what this is. I uploaded it earlier. Nope, that's not it. All right, for right now, Lynn, go to the mastermind group. I will upload it to files. I thought I did earlier. I'm not sure what happened, but back here. All right, let's go to the mastermind group, and you're going to see it right here. Send this letter. In fact, a few people have already liked it, but yeah, you'll find that letter right there. So again, open it up, right click, save image as, right? Save it to your computer, whatever. And then to get the plain text, upload it to ChatGPT, ask for a plain text version of this letter, put it back into Pages or whatever you're going to use to email it or to mail it out. You could drop it into email as well. In fact, we've got an email version of this, which I'll show you in a minute. But then, yeah, and then create your core copy, your master copy, have that ready. And then what I would do again is I would add it to my email. So Lofty, Gmail, whatever email client I'm using, whatever email program you're using, save it as a template so that as new expireds come through, I got the email ready to go. I got the letter uploaded into Mailbox Power or Thanks.io or whatever, or I've got it just on my computer ready to print. All right, makes sense? DJ says, you make all of this sound so easy. Well,
it takes a lot of
practice. It is easy, but the thing you have to do is figure out what you're going to dedicate at least a month to do without giving up. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, because if you try it for a week or so and give up, then you're going to, you're not going to get amazing results.
Yeah. And you're also wasting your time and money.
Yeah. You just have to understand that going after expireds is a very, very lucrative niche or strategy, but you just got to figure out what is the best way to do it. Should I do it the same way everybody else does it? Can I learn a few things from somebody over here, a few things from somebody over there? And then, I don't want to create my own where you have to, recreate the wheel every single time you're going to do something. That's why what I want you to do is take the tools that we've got, put it into the systems you're using so that as you get these new expireds coming through, I've got the email ready to send. I've got the letter ready to send. If I want to send a coffee cup mug, I can. If I want to send the 26-page printout, I can. It's just going to depend how many other things have I sent them previously, how long have they been on the market for, how valuable is this listing to me? Because again, I don't want to do a double wide trailer with some of this stuff. But if it's a $700,000 listing right in my farm, I very well may do that. Yeah. All right. So we get the email. Check this out. We have an email. Oh, under email. So in follow-up, email blast. And this is something, in fact, last week I showed, and I'll show again right now. I will show using Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we're going to do is we have an email similar to the letter. So if I scroll down and let me see.
Are you in the email campaign?
Yeah. Right here. Your home didn't sell. Your home didn't sell. All right. When you click on that, you'll see. So this is for expired homeowners. Your home didn't sell, but I've sold homes just like yours. This is actually really cool. So check this out. When I click on preview, it'll have your flip book is already right there. So when you go to your account, and let's do this one more time, because now that you see this, and what I did is I added that same image to my email when I added it to the template. So check this out again. Go to follow-ups. I'm just going to navigate to this email so you can see it again. So under follow-ups, right here, email blast. It's one of those white tabs across right under the purple email blast. And it's called Your Home Didn't Sell, but I've sold homes like yours. So again, scroll down and it's right there. It's like in mine, it's like the fourth one down. Your home didn't sell. Now, here's what I did. I just clicked in the editor. In fact, I'm going to do it in the preview. So I can come to the preview. I just copy the email itself. Now, notice I didn't copy anything other than the email. And then I will bring up Gmail and Wise Agent, KV Core. So I'm going to create an email. So I want to have this email ready so that the next time a expired homeowner comes through, right? So I'm using a Redx, I'm using My Plus Leads, I'm using Follow Up Boss, right? I'm using Lofty, KV Core. It doesn't matter. I can create a template just like this. And then I got my tag right there. Put your subject line in there. And then you'll see here in Gmail, more options. So at the very bottom, there's these 3 dots that are vertical. Click that. And most email programs work very similar. So I'm just creating a template. So I want to be able to use this over and over and over again. So I go template, save draft as template, save as new template. Right. You see, I've already got it up there a few times. Give it a name. So I'll say expired homeowner Folsom. Save. Now check this out. If I wanted to, the same image I use in the coffee cup, the same image I use in the letter, I should be able to, yeah. And then I can just, I'll go to original. I'll actually edit the size of this thing.
Yeah, this one doesn't have the your image on it, so.
It doesn't have my image. What do you mean?
Well, because we'll cut off the bottom, remember? For the
yeah. That's
so just go to the original.
Yeah. You could, exactly. You could just take whichever one you want.
Get the idea.
Yeah. So small. Let's see what small looks like. There we go. And then there's a few other things that you can do. So if I go, I think insert, no, not insert. There's, so I can kind of move it around, but you get the idea. All right. So adding, if I want to add the image and the links, let me see if I can remove it now. And the links all work. All right. So people click the links, it's going to go right to the flipbook. And you've got an email now ready to go out. And so that's what I mean. You got the email, the e-flyer for the PDF guide. You got the e-flyer for the expired landing pages. You got the e-flyer or the email that I just shared with you. All of them can be added to an email campaign so that, again, as you get new expired homeowners coming through, you just launch that campaign to them. That one I can do. DJ. Yeah. Tracy says, how long does a coffee cup take to reach you? I think about 10 days. I think about 10 days. And that's another reason why, and I agree with Kelly on that, is if it's going to be a brand new expired, they may list quickly right away or, whatever. But Tracy, so just kind of keep that in mind for your area. Every area is going to be different. Every price point will be different. Yeah. All right. Anything else? I didn't even show how to do the landing page. All right. So everybody knows where the email is. So take that email and let's go to landing pages. And so don't forget the PDF guide. You got an email for the PDF guide, a postcard, a door hanger. The print flyer is also, the print flyer for the PDF guide is also great to door knock with. So Matthew, where do you live, Matthew? Give me the big city near you. So to create an expired landing page, I'm going to click create landing page, add FSBO. Or DJ, where do you live, DJ? What sales area do you live near? Somebody go ahead and type in an area. I want to see Fort Worth. All right, awesome.
Oh, Fort Worth.
I don't know if I've ever been to Fort Worth. I've been to Dallas and
Dallas,
Houston. Yeah. All right, Fort Worth. Oh my God, Fort Dallas. Jesus. Excuse me. Excuse my language.
Dallas, Fort Worth is the same area.
Well, I know, but it's not Fort Dallas. Great landing page. Anyways, it literally takes 2 seconds. Everything is done.
Oh, Mobile, Alabama. Awesome. I love Mobile.
Oh, yeah. We had a beautiful dinner in Mobile one time.
Food.
All right. So check this out. Background. I'm going to just change that background image really quickly because I can. Here's another image. If anybody wants this image, let me know. I got that off of AI. I thought it was a great image. Right. So sold. And notice how the social media share image also got that image. And now when I click save, click view, notice selling your Fort Worth home on your own, get free professional version of the tools I use. And people can actually, and what is amazing about this is, let me show you. So all the marketing tools are ready. Now, I would not do a Facebook ad. I would not do a Google ad. I would not do a social media post. These are all one-to-many type of marketing and advertising, which I don't think is appropriate for a FSBO. It's one-to-one. So what I would do is I would take the e-flyer and I would drop that into my CRM as a template. If I've got a campaign for expireds, then I would add this email to my campaign. I will click send. We can see what it looks like a little bit better. All right. Just click preview. So check that out. fortworth.fsbosoldnow.com. Get free professional versions of the tools I use. I can customize this, change the image, change the color, all my branding, everything there. People click that link in your email right to the landing page. There's nothing you needed to do. All of that is set up for you. All you need to do is get this email, right? Just copy it right into your email. So check this out. I can just drop it right in there. So again, Lofty, KV Core, Wise Agent. If I want to add it to a campaign, add it as a template, but get that email set up somewhere, wherever it is that you are reaching out to these people. So if you're using Redx, if you're using My Plus Leads, Wise Agent, whatever it is, make sure to get that ready to go. All right. Let's see. I got so many postcards and other things in here. Kind of nuts. All right. That was the e-flyer. There's a seller script. If you want to call them on the phone, you can.
I
Print
suggest no.
flyers. Pardon me?
Kidding. I suggest not. Just being facetious here.
Yeah, right. In fact, you know what I'll do? I will put that image in the mastermind group right after this call. No problem. Postcards and door hangers. Right, the postcard. Look at that. The postcards look awesome.
Oh, this is not really related to this. Remember, Brian was doing the homeowner's letter on the back. He has the home valuation, but that's not related to this. Just a reminder.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, it could be something you could do. Yeah, so you were saying, so for like the print flyer, for example, he had on the back of the print flyer, he had like done a page 2 prints on the back side was also printed, and he had a custom domain, like for example, fortworthhomevalues.com in this case, and so he had that, and it was forwarding to one of the listings to leads home value landing pages. So on the front, it was selling your Fort Worth home on your own. Wait, I'm looking at FSBO. My God, I keep going from FSBO to expired. Goodness. Everything I'm showing you for FSBO is the exact same thing for expired, except the call to action. But how the emails work, the print flyers work, the postcard and door hangers. All right. So yeah, right. So we changed the image on the landing page for the FSBO. Same with the expired. All right, looks great. Yeah, how did we get to FSBO from expired? I thought, oh, you know what? I was over here, and yeah, no, I'm on FSBO here too.
I thought you were talking about expired and FSBO together. So
you know, it is so easy to start flipping back and forth between them since I trained on them so much. So I apologize, everybody.
They're very similar, really. It's the same process.
Well, it's the same idea where you have a homeowner that wants to sell. One obviously is an expired. We know they're different, but at the same time, they're a one-to-one type of thing where we're going to get most of the bang for our buck, not by running an ad for expireds, although you can, right? You can get a list of all the expireds in the area, upload it as a custom list into listings to leads, and run ads to that custom list. You can do that, but one-to-one marketing, whether one-to-one en masse, like, sending this postcard to all the expireds, sending this postcard to all the FSBOs at once, or doing more of a drip thing where as new FSBOs come in, as new expireds come in, that I get the email to them, that I get a print flyer to them, that I do the letter, right? Whatever it is, I just want you to make sure that you got a process in place. Do these ideas work with canceled? Yeah, I think so, completely. Yeah. I would change the letter to say canceled. Now we don't have a PDF guide for canceled. It would say expired. So, just keep that in mind. And yeah, let's go do Fort Worth expireds real quick. So back to landing pages, create landing page, expired listing. All right, expired listing, Fort Worth, create landing page. And all right, so same idea. I'm going to come here. I'm going to change that image, and I'll just use the same image. Yeah, I'll drop that image in the mastermind group a little bit later. You can just take it from there. All right, now I'll hit save. And now when I hit view for the landing page, there we go. Did not sell your Fort Worth home. And then when I go to marketing tools, just like what we're talking about a little bit earlier, here is the e-flyer that I'm going to want to send to my database. Give it a second here to come up. And then I got the print flyer, the postcards and door hangers. All right, so there's the email. I would say 3 versions, but it's essentially the same version 3 times. I don't know, I don't know why we do that. I'll have to make sure we change that out. But it's look how very cool that is. Did not sell your Fort Worth home, right? Super, super cool. We got print flyers, and they got the domain right on them. So the print flyers, the postcards, the door hangers, they all look fantastic. Really, really good. They're taking a few seconds to create off the fact that the landing page was just created, but you'll see how good they look, just like the FISBO. All right. Any quick questions before we go? Come see the Landman creation. What's the Landman? Right. Did not sell your Fort Worth home. Boom, boom, boom. Awesome. All right, E, anything else we should discuss on the expireds?
No, I think the to be able to create your own template, which is awesome in Google. Just making sure you do see the 3 dot, and I learned something. That's great.
Yeah, because you might be looking at your MLS for the expireds. If I can create a template in my MLS, great. Otherwise, you're gonna have to look up the expired homeowner from your MLS, or if you're using RedX, obviously, or Mailbox or My Plus Leads. There's just a million different lead sources for this kind of stuff, and so everyone's going to be a little bit different in how they do it. But you might be using Mailbox Power, right? You can create a postcard campaign in there. You get your email campaign in Lofty. You can have your email campaign in Wise Agent, right? Whatever CRM you're using, it doesn't matter. Just create the campaign, right? Print or postcard, and then have some of this stuff ready so that when you get like that new expireds are coming through on a weekly basis, that you've got something ready to be able to go out to them. All right, Fort Worth is becoming the Taylor Sheridan's movie studio. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm not Taylor Sheridan. Do you know who that is? E?
No.
Yeah, no. Cindy says there's a QR code. Yes, Cindy, there's a QR code for the landing page, but not for the specific flip books, right? So yeah, if I want to send to a landing page, so if I got my expired landing page here, and this is great, all right, getting people to this landing page is phenomenal. And yeah, you'll see right here a QR code. But creating, doing a coffee mug with this, right? Or we've already got the email, so we've already got the email set up for you. So I don't really need this in the email, but I could, I could take a screenshot of this, drop it into an email, and do it that way as well. And that way, when they click on the email, they just literally launch the landing page. So yeah, there's a million different things that you can do with this. The only thing I would say is don't overcomplicate it, right? So add postcards to a campaign, create a email campaign out of the emails, right? Landing page, PDF guide, the one in email blast that I showed you a little bit ago. So you got great emails, you got the print marketing, the letter, door knocking, so many different ways. All right, but oh wow. 1893, 1920, Harrison Ford Layman, yeah. Now Billy Bob Thornton. All right, I'll have to check that out. Billy Bob Thornton, Matthew McConaughey, Harrison Ford, those are all good guys. So yeah. Do you know that movie?
The
Lame
Layman?
From, I think he said from Yellowstone, the TV show.
Oh no, I didn't watch Yellowstone. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. DJ, great class. Yes. Go to our YouTube channel, Listings to Leads on YouTube, and click on the live. So you'll see those, videos, history, like whatever. There's all the different options across the page. Click on live and then find the class that you're looking for. So just find, go by date. There's a lot of lives. We do like 2 to 4 a week. So you're gonna have to kind of find the one you're looking for, and then you can watch the recording there. In fact, I think it'll be on there within a few minutes of us logging out. In fact, I see 6 of you watching us on YouTube. So welcome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And get to the mastermind group. If you want, this can be the official post So I'll say, if you have questions about anything to do with expireds, ask them here. Boom. All right. All right, everybody. Listen, thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate your time. Make sure to let us know how we can help you. Yi, anything else before we leave?
No, I'm stoked. Thank you so much for this is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Have a great one. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Cindy. In fact, Matthew, I don't know if you knew, but we've been sharing your awesome tip on the video. In fact, if anybody doesn't know this, last thing right here, real quick. So Matthew, who's had a few great comments so far, a couple of weeks ago, he came into one of our calls and he told us that he takes that video from your media library. So in Listings Leads, you got a media library. And Matthew took this video for the 100-point home marketing plan and he puts it on the TV at his open house. I'm going to turn the volume down so that when homeowners are walking through the open house, they see this video playing on the TV. I talked to another client about the same idea and he actually loaded it up to YouTube, but he plays it on a laptop. So he doesn't have access to the TV. So he just plays it off the laptop. But what a great video to play at an open house. I think that's such a great idea. So yeah, we've been incorporating it. Again, you'll see that in the media library. So click media library. It's the very first video that comes up right here, 100 plus marketing plan. All right, everybody, have a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Say goodbye.
Until next time.